Hello, I'm Buddy's wife, Marie. I want to talk about the man, the father, the husband, and not so much about the great drummer that he was, because at this point everybody knows that there'll never, ever be anybody like him. Not ever. It was a God-given ability, and to this day, nobody has even come close. But getting back to being the husband and the father, next to his music, which I have to say was his first love, was his family. I'm talking about his brothers and his sisters and his father and his mother, and then, of course, Kathy and I. And I think to this day, even though he's been dead for 14 years, that he had to travel most of the time to keep a big band together, so there wasn't a lot of time spent at home. So consequently, he missed out a lot on our daughter growing up. But every night at 11 o'clock, he was on the East Coast. It would be 11 o'clock California time. After the gig, he'd be in bed and the phone would ring. And we would fill in our days. Sometimes it would be, "Do you know what your daughter did today?" You know? Well, I'll handle that when I get home, Maria. I can't handle it now, but tell her I love her and I'll see you soon. And to this day, I miss that phone call. At 11 o'clock, I get very, very antsy and have to kind of talk myself down and say, okay, you know what that is. You're missing talking to your darling husband. And there was a separation between the career and the man. And what you would see on stage was like totally different from what you would see when he was in his quiet moments. He was probably the kindest man I have ever known. He could not see a crippled child without crying. We would go to a movie, and if it was sad, he would sit and sob, and of course, be very angry if I was looking at him and wondering why he was crying because he was so emotional. And he'd say a four-letter word like, "What the hell are you looking at?" You know, because he was embarrassed. He didn't want anybody to really know that side of him. It was like a thing he felt he had to cover up. And that was the man I fell in love with.